LaserPecker machines have become popular for a reason. They're compact, mobile, powerful, and extremely capable. They can engrave metals, plastics, cut materials, even do 3D reliefs on metal. But they're expensive, and for many woodturners and small workshop woodworkers, myself included, that price puts them out of reach. But now there's a new option. This is the LP2 Plus. It keeps the compact design and portability LaserPecker is known for, but focuses on what many makers actually need: clean engraving, small footprint, rotary compatibility, and a much lower price point. So the question is this finally a LaserPecker that delivers what woodworkers actually need at a fraction of the price? In this video, I'll take a closer look at the LP2 Plus, test it in real workshop scenarios, and show you how I use a laser like this in my wood turning projects. Let's start with a quick unboxing and assembly, then we'll put it to work. In the box, you get the manual and actually quite a lot of test materials in the basic bundle. There's the work surface in the familiar LaserPecker color, with a built-in heatsink bed for the base. In the next tray is the enclosure with a removable visor and built-in electric fan for smoke extraction. Power cables and safety goggles come neatly packaged in labeled boxes. Another tray holds the laser unit itself, a 10-watt diode module operating with a mirror galvo system. It has adjustable red dot focus calibration, integrated cooling, and control buttons including emergency stop. On the back, you'll find ample connections for computer, power, the fan, and extensions like the slide extender or rotary unit. The column riser uses a smooth gliding mechanism with a quick attachment for the laser head. It can tilt for angled engraving and has push buttons for raising and lowering. It connects via USB-C. You also get the tools needed for assembly and maintenance. And that's everything in the box. Assembly is very straightforward, and the manual is clear and well done, like I've come to expect from LaserPecker. The riser column attaches to the base with 4 screws. Once mounted, the laser sits above the heatsink with a 100 by 100 mm work area. Next, I attach the enclosure to the unit. 2 screws already in place makes this quick. The visor pops back on and the whole unit mounts to the riser column with a single large alignment screw. Connections are simple: USB for the fan and riser column, then power. Extensions can be daisy chained, so you will never run out of ports. A bit of cable management and it's ready to power up. Design-wise, it sits somewhere between the LP4 and the LP5, just smaller. The slate blue, almost purple finish looks great. But the design is one thing. Let's connect it and see how it performs. You can use the machine through the LaserPecker mobile app over Wi-Fi or with a computer via Wi-Fi or a cable. When you first install the app, you have to complete a short safety training video. I actually don't mind that. Lasers are potentially dangerous tools if used incorrectly. Having watched the video, I am now officially the laser safety officer of this workshop. I connected the machine to my computer first to configure Wi-Fi, and from here I'll use it wirelessly for testing, both on phone and computer. The red dot focus adjustment works well, and you also get a visual preview of your design. If you're engraving a photo, like a PNG or a JPEG, you get a bounding box outline. If you're using a vector file like an SVG, you get the actual shape preview. To give you a clearer view during testing, I'll remove the enclosure and set the machine into safe mode. As the certified laser safety officer of this establishment, I know how to operate it safely with the enclosure removed. Let's test some of the included materials first, before moving on to real woodworker applications. Starting with craft paper, testing both engraving and cutting. I'm using the suggested parameters from LaserPecker's settings guide. These are a good starting point, though you'll often have to fine-tune for your own projects. Both engraving and cutting works cleanly, with good detail. Next, leather. Using the settings guide again, I combine fill engraving and line engraving with a recent design I made for a wood turning project. It could use minor tweaking, but the result already looks very good. Cork isn't listed in the material guide, so this is more experimental. The visual preview makes placement easy. It runs a little hot, but clearly the laser can engrave it. If you need a larger work area, the slide extender works with the LP2 Plus as well. That expands the area to 160 by 300 mm. I connect the slide extender, switch to slider mode, and it's ready. Very straightforward. Not my best design choice here, but it shows you can scale up when needed. You can go almost twice as big as this too. Now let's move into wood, where this machine really matters for me. I primarily use the laser to engrave my logo or signature onto wood-turned pieces. The simplest method is placing the piece directly on the work surface and engraving. That is what I do most often, especially for the bottoms of boxes and bowls. You can literally have the machine sitting next to the lathe and engrave immediately after finishing the piece. While we're here, I'll also test cutting thin basewood. This isn't primarily a cutting machine. Like most mirror galvo systems, cuts will have a slight angle. But with thinner materials, this works fine. Over about 3 mm, you'll start to notice the angled edge more clearly. Another way to engrave is freehand. Because this unit is light and compact, you can lift it and engrave large or irregular pieces. I've done this with the LP5 before, and because of the weight, that was a real workout. This is much easier. But the method I use most in my wood turning, and the one that really sets LaserPecker apart from me, is the rotary module. Other machines support rotary units too, but being this compact and mobile makes LaserPecker especially practical in a wood turning workflow. The LP2 Plus fully supports the rotary module, just like the more expensive models. I use this frequently to engrave designs around boxes, rims of bowl, and other wood turning pieces. Today I'll demonstrate on a bowl, engraving a design around the inside edge. The bowl mounts securely using either tenons or dowels. I engrave as a final step in the wood turning process, just before removing the tenon so I can use it to attach the piece to the rotary unit. I adjust both the laser height and the rotary height. If the base interferes with larger bowls, you can flip the laser head to extend beyond the base. The rotary can also rotate on its base if you want to engrave the outside rim. After loading the design and switching to rotary mode, I always do a test before committing. You must enter the correct circumference into the design app, and that matters. If you get it wrong, the design will be stretched and overlapped or squeezed and too long in length. To verify, I place masking tape on the bowl, draw a single line in the design app equal to the circumference, mark the starting point with a pencil, and run the job at very low power. If the line starts and stops exactly at the mark, your settings are correct. Mine did. I remove the tape, confirm focus with the red dots, and start engraving. And this is where the LP2 Plus really makes sense for a wood turner. The result is clean, consistent, and opens up creative possibilities that will be very difficult to achieve otherwise. You may recognize this design, and I'm curious to see if any true fans of the trilogy can spot the tiny mistake here. Let me know in the comments. So how did the LP2 Plus do? It's not a metal engraving powerhouse, it's not a heavy cutting machine, it doesn't replace the LP4 or LP5, but if you're a wood turner who mainly needs clean engraving, rotary capabilities, and a realistic price, then this might be the most sensible LaserPecker yet. Being able to integrate a laser this easily into the turning workflow without investing in features you won't use makes a lot of sense. Thanks for watching, feel free to check out my other projects and reviews on the channel.